Wall Street Journal airline writer Scott McCartney has a look at some of the more maddening rules. Scott, what do we have?
There are, the rules on airline tickets are voluminous. Sometimes airline employees don't even understand them all. Airline spokespeople, it turns out, don't always understand them all. And certainly travelers. And there are some things that just drive people crazy. And one came up recently. It was a bit of the trigger for the story, which was Delta had its huge computer problems August 8th to 10th. And said, no problem, we're going to waive change fees and you can rebook your trip. You just have to do it by Friday. And that seemed grossly unfair to people. Create a rule that says you have only 2 days, 3 days to change your plans after the airline, through its problems, has upended your entire schedule. So there was a backlash to that. Delta did actually push the date out, and they say, well, if you can't decide by August 21st, then you get to get a refund, and then you can rebook later. And again, I think that's unfair to people because you may end up having to rebook at a much higher price than you were, and so Delta's problem ends up costing the consumer extra money, which is unfair. But if you look at all kinds of things, there are repeated examples of people getting bumped out of first class, and there are repeated examples where the airport employees hand you a $250 voucher as compensation and say, we don't do refunds. And so people feel completely ripped off. But you go through all the many pages of rules associated with airline tickets, and a lot of them work against consumers, and so I just thought it was time to highlight some of them.